Hey, what's up, guys? So basically, I'm going back to RPG Maker, and I started remastering my old game, Killer Jin. And there's a few things I wanted to do in my remaster. I wanted to bring the game to life, so I created a wind engine that animates like tiles and events. So even static tiles are animated. And as you can see in this scene, the trees are swaying in the wind. And and when I did that, I was like, wait, maybe I can come back and make the lighting engine even more advanced. So then I decided to make the lighting engine so I felt like you were in a 3D space. And I did that by enhancing the light engine. As you can see, it does like pixel perfect silhouette cloning, and it has a smart depth system. So these are not, basically light maps that are baked into the background. As you can see, it's actually calculated in real time. If I go in front of the tree, it looks like I'm in front of the tree. If I'm behind the tree, they're in black. So that's the lighting engine that I created. I made a one version of it 6 years ago. And now this is the second generation, the second version, which is much more powerful. I just wanted to show you it in action in my game. And I think actually these two engines, the wind engine and the lighting engine, are a perfect complement to maybe even like a horror game, like, outside and you're walking around and everything's dark and it lights up when you get near it, which is awesome. So just real quick, just go over the features of the lighting engine. It does pixel perfect silhouette cloning. It does a ternary depth system. It has live physics synchronization. As you can see, each tree is calculated independently, every single one of them, and event as well. And it has aggressive engine optimization. So basically, it's real-time shadows are usually performance killers, but this engine cheats the system beautifully. It uses off-screen culling, and it does a lot of smart things with the cache. So I'm going to jump from my game to more of the demo to show you how it's done, okay? With the new plugin, the MV Nova Lighting Pro, I actually give you a whole demo project that you can actually download, and you can check out all the code to see how it works. So this is going to be basically a general overview of how it works. And as you can see, there's only 2 plugins. I don't even think I need Izzy, but it's super useful for any project. But I included it. And here we go, the MV Nova Lighting plugin. Again, this is a quick overview. It comes with a nice helper file right here. Everything that's default is pretty good. You don't have to really mess with much. Just, ensure depth masking is on. Pixel perfect tile is on. Always block 7, that's your voids, that's your all blacks. Your wall terrains, you tag them with 6. These are all terrain tags. This will make tiles act like walls, and 5 is for anything that you want to act like an object. And of course, enable wind shadows and all this. This is more for like if you have the complementary universal wind engine. It doesn't hurt if you have it on or off. If you want to maybe make sure it's super fast, you can put it off, because it doesn't have to even think about drawing, animating tiles or events with the wind engine. All right, so that's pretty much it. So basically, your biggest thing, turn these on. These are default 765 terrain tags. So you can see what you have to do. You would want to make this a wall. You would want to make this a ceiling. And you want to make all your objects into object tags. So you just go to your outside tile set, since it's set to outside. You go to tile sets, you go to outside, and then you want to go to terrain tags. As you can see, all the ceilings are 7s because they're, ceilings. The walls are 6s. That's all I did. You set it appropriately. Then you want to go to your objects. Trees are 5 and 5. Everything else you want, shadows, go into 5. 5, which is objects, is I guess the most complicated overall. If it's something that you can step on, it won't cast a shadow. So if it's passability, is a circle, it won't actually cast a shadow. But if it's an X, it will. However, if you have an X with a star on top, it actually tells it that it's part of the same object. So that's actually a good thing. So, terrain tags, and you can make these into 5s. I didn't go too crazy into I only put down what I use out here. Of course, you can keep going. You can make, this a whole object, but for now, we'll keep it simple. So let's just see what it does in action. Oh, is it already running? There we go. I'll just run it again just in case. All right. So new game. And there you are. This is how it starts in the demo. Just showing you the lights. Oh yeah, the lights are one thing, the shadows are another. So what I showed you was the shadows. I'll go into more of the lights. As you can see, the trees light up. They're using the darkness, the depth, the real-time shadows. I'm far away from the chicken, so it has a shadow, but if I get closer, yeah, I can see him. He's considered a short object, so if I'm above him, I can see it. You can actually make things tall objects, so that even if you're at one above, you still have that shadow. And if you go equal to it, or like this happens with walls too, then you can finally see it. That's for tall objects. So you can do that. Like I said, I think this is fantastic for horror games. And you can see the ceiling, no matter, where I go, it's always going to not show any light because it's really high in the air. So it's always dark. So it gives it that 3D feeling. And you can see the light from her is shining on the tree, but my light is not. So that tree is getting light from her, but not from me, unless I go in front of it. You see? So that's why it's like 3D lights. The lighting also works for people walking around, not just the character, which is pretty cool. So if she walks down, hopefully she goes down. Please go down. For demonstration purposes, please go down. Yes, it gets darker. See? So the lights work. See, even the enemy character is looking at the tree, but my light doesn't get added until I'm at the bottom. So it's actually all the lights are all independent and lighting the scene up independently, which is pretty cool. So these are shadows cast in real time. These are not just baked into the scene. Actually, I guess for the demo, I should have made this bigger so at least the screen will scroll. That way you can see that these are not static. I guess you saw that in the game that I had that moved around. You can tell that, it's not just baked statically into the screen. Also, this demo doesn't have the wind engine. The wind engine would animate everything, but I don't have the wind engine in this at the moment. So anyways, so with the light engine, I could turn on lights, turn off lights, put out the fire. And obviously it gets dark. Then I put on the fire. Very nice. Your typical thing. The goblins have, vision. Those type of cones I use for vision in my game. They can actually see you if you get within the cone. Obviously, in this demo, that's not enabled. I don't have the Yunfly chasing thing. In here, let me see. Walk around. So you like that. Then right here, you can turn off shadows. Or you can, if you don't like that style, you can turn it off. If you like that style, you can turn it on. And it actually works on the inside of the house as well. So it's kind of cool. Both lights on. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Gives it 3D depth. And obviously, it's like, okay, how does it work if it's daytime? Well, this guy right here shows you the time of day. You can do nice and bright, so there's no more shadows. And of course, if you set it to sunset, the shadows start returning. They get darker or lighter a little bit. You can see the lights are still affecting everything, which is pretty cool. You can set it to the morning hours, or you can set it to midnight, being really dark again. So you can see the differences as your game changes and the lights update, So it all works in real time. It's pretty cool. What else can you do? Oh, so then you can make it nighttime. It's just easier to see at night. So it's kind of easy to see at night. You can change the style from, Tarax, which is less strong. It's more saturated with the lights. It's much easier to see the colors in the bloom. But if that's not what you want, you can go with Tarax. So there's two different lighting styles depending on what you want. Oh, and also, you know, a tutorial on how you can turn the light on and off on your character. This character right here just helps you. You can make a small light, you can make a big light, or you can just turn it off. I'll just, you know, turn it off, but for now I'll just put a small light. All right, awesome. So then, of course, then you know, one thing is this light left and right. You can just turn it on and off. So this is a tutorial how you control lights, if that's a thing. This one, you can change the color of the light, and yes, you know, they kind of blend together lights. So, you know, if you want like a, I don't know, a green one, I kind of made that real fast. You could pick better colors. You can customize your colors to lighter or darker based on your lighting style. That's just a quick example of how you can just change colors on things. And then what does this lady do? Oh, we darken here. Oh, this is telling you, oh yeah. And this is telling you that even if you made it light outside and then you made it dark in there, it's always going to be dark. So this is like if it's daytime outside and then you go into a cave that's obviously dark, the game should respond and obviously update things accordingly. Again, this project was provided so that you can look through the code, so that if you needed help, it will help you. Again, this is the general version. If you wanted me to go deeper into the code, I will. So for the rest, I'll do still a general overview, but I'll go into the code. Obviously, adding lights, flashlights to people, to objects. You just put here, flashlight, the size and width, the color, the intensity, all here. All here. For adding lights to people, like this person, you turn your light on and off. Right here, light on, light off. This is the code for the light. This is an event thing that makes her block light if her light isn't on. That's in a different thing. So this is just a normal light, but if the light wasn't on, she would still block light. And it's the short block, which means you can be one above her and still see her. I guess I'll show that. It's called short objects that are short, that you can look down on them and then see them. Like this is short, this is tall. So that's the difference. So if I went over here to her, hopefully I can get around this chicken. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I made this real fast. Turn off the light. Turn my light off. So her light's off now. So she's when she goes into the dark, she looks dark. Obviously, there's lights around her, so that's kind of hard. But see, she's dark. She don't have her own light now. What you see is my light, but I won't see her until she's a short object until I get close. See, so it's good. Like maybe it's a zombie, or you're in a forest in a horror game, and you can't see what's in front of you until you get close. So you might say, hey, what is that? Is that a zombie? Is that a person? And then you get close, and then your light, you can see her. But now she doesn't have a light, so she doesn't give off a light. So if she goes in front of things, there's no light. But of course, you can turn her light back on. Well, and now she gives off her own light. Pretty cool. And of course, she does the same thing. Her light works just like yours works. So it's pretty cool. And my apologies. I think I almost forgot to show you how easy it is to put these events down and actually have them work with your lighting engine. All you need to do is, make a new event, call it whatever you like, a short tree, and just put block light, and that's it. And it'll act like a tall object. Of course, just add in the image, and that is it. It's done. You can basically put, I don't know, a new tree right here if you like. And yeah, it'll obey all the laws with your lighting engine. There it is. That's my new tree. Awesome. And it gets the shadows and everything. If you want it so that the tree lights up, when you're actually one tile above, this is actually a pixel, so I can't do it on a pixel tree. But I can do it on an event. Instead of block light, which is for tall objects, just put short block light. And suddenly it'll actually behave like the objects, the other objects. And there we go. So instead, boom, now it will actually light up when I'm one above. If you prefer that in your game, you have that option. It doesn't need to be tall, like which is a tall. This is a tall, so I get obscured behind it because it's tall. So I think it should work like that. It only lights up when I'm in the same level or below. But once I get behind it, that happens. But if you prefer the short object code where it actually lights up when you're one above, this is helpful for like treasure chests. Like if you have like a one tile with I don't know, tunnel going down, and then you find something, boom, it'll light up, which is good. So you don't want this tall object because it'll remain dark, and that would not be good. So instead, you can kind of use the short object logic on the event, and boom, you can see it. And that's obviously all of these are here for you to just play around with tags and everything. So as you can see, with this light, the campfire is on, but if I put it out, then I walk away from it, it's dark because it's no longer giving off a light. And then there you go. It's kind of cool. It's an object, considered a short object. Then I can light it on, and it's all good, ready to go. All right, guys. So this is the last part of the video. I'm just gonna answer questions about the light engine. The light engine, and the wind engine are very optimized. So even for the game like Killer Jin, which I loaded in, my game Killer Jin has over 200 scripts all being run at once, including the wind engine and the light engine. And I have over 250 events, and I have the wind engine moving around static pixels, and I have the light engine also obviously illuminating all the light sources independently while the pixels are moving, and it's providing shadows for the moving pixels, all done at 60 frames a second. And with everything running all at once, my game still runs incredibly buttery smooth. So with over 200 scripts, including the lighting and the wind, if you optimize your MV, it can easily handle the scripts. If you have any questions on optimization, if you want me to help you optimize your MV so that it can easily do 200 scripts and more, including light, shadows, animation, moving static tiles, and events, just leave a comment below and I'll help you optimize your MV. So thank you so much for staying this long. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any other questions, comments, any feedback, I would love to hear from you. Until then, next time, guys, thank you so much.